Hawaii has suffered more extinctions than almost any place on the planet.
Hawaii has been called the extinction capital of the world.
We've lost over 70% of our forest birds.
That almost leads you to feel like, what's the point? And I don't believe that. These birds deserve to be here.
Extinction is not something that we're talking about dinosaurs or something in our history.
This is happening right now. But some of these species have been around for 5 million years. Why am I here at the end? I don't want to be here at the end. I want them to keep going.
Officials are working to save native Hawaiian birds on the brink of extinction by targeting mosquitoes.
It all goes back to mosquitoes. So what we really want to do is control mosquito populations.
So what would a mosquito-free Hawaii look like?
Some say that when the first Polynesians approached Hawaii, they could hear the islands before they could see them emerge on the horizon.
Birds existed in the Hawaiian Islands long before people. The birds in Hawaiian thought and in the chant of creation are in place even before the gods are.
Birds have been here as long as there's been Hawaii, several million years, and people have only been here about 1,000 years. As new islands and new habitats appeared, you get little explosions of species that evolved. And all of that really allowed for this tremendous amount of diversification in these birds. From one ancestor, we got over 50 species of Hawaiian honeycreeper.
Those birds are mentioned in songs, in chants, in stories that are celebrated in hula. Birds were the caretakers of some of the Hawaiian gods. And the fact that birds would care for these people just as people were supposed to care for birds is a relationship that goes way back into the strongest and oldest stories in Hawaii.
Birds and feathers were always very important to give religious and political, spiritual identity.
In a time of abundance, the birds' feathers were utilized to create these beautiful capes and helmets and standards called kahili. It was an amazing thing to see. So the birds represented the kind of abundance that the leadership of the islands were responsible for keeping in balance. So to wear the feathers was to indicate your connection to the universe of life around you in the islands.
Every person, every being has a specific spirit that's attuned to them and their mana. And feathers is what would protect one's mana and contain it.
Birds were the embodiment of your ancestors, and therefore they could tell you things. The songs of birds or the sudden appearance of a brightly colored bird would be taken as a sign of the presence of your ancestors.
Hawaii has so much unique habitats, people, and culture, and many of these birds play important roles in stories passed down through generations. But not only that, they're just only from here. They're part of that Hawaii identity.
For millions of years, the islands of Hawaii vibrated with the songs of native birds. Then, between the 3rd and 10th centuries, Polynesian explorers set eyes on these breathtaking islands and were greeted by a sight of unparalleled beauty. They were the first humans to discover the majestic wonders and abundant life that thrived here. Their arrival brought new predators and changes to the landscape, but they lived with profound respect for the land and its native birds for centuries. At the end of the 1700s, Western colonizers arrived, and the situation rapidly deteriorated with the removal of forests to accommodate agriculture, ranching, and urban development. This replaced the rich bird songs with the sounds of Western progress, leading to a decline in native bird populations. In the 1800s, whaling ships introduced mosquitoes to Hawaii, ushering in a more sinister foe. These mosquitoes quickly spread throughout Hawaiian landscapes and facilitated the rapid spread of bird diseases such as avian malaria, a challenge that most native forest birds were ill-equipped to face. This led to multiple extinctions, and only about a third of the native forest bird species survived. The remaining few retreated to the cooler, mosquito-free highland areas.
As the vibrant sights and sounds of these birds began to fade, humans attempted to fill the void with non-native species,
diluting Hawaii's unique ecology
with that of other places. In the 1900s, conservation victories, such as preserving the Hawaiian nene,
were dwarfed by waves of extinctions. Now, as climate change warms the islands,
rising temperatures enable mosquitoes to ascend to higher elevations,
causing the last safe habitats to shrink. So, with the rapid decline of safe places to live, many of the few remaining species are now on the brink of a new wave of extinction.